Sometimes we get fibers that are long and combed, all parallel to each other, and we have trouble getting them spun. One way to learn control and to start spinning them with ease is to take these long combed fibers, fold them over your finger, and spin them from what we call the fold. I tuck my old thread underneath between my finger and my thumb so that I'm holding on to both the new and the old at the same time. To allow for that little bit of new fiber to get caught in that twist, you want it to catch right off the tip of your finger, and you can spin it from that fold. You're just folding those long fibers in half and catching the next section, and you're still using that point of twist to control your thread. This way you have the feeling of a little more control over those long parallel fibers that can get away from us. Just keep letting the folded fiber come off the tip of your pointer finger, your forefinger. Some people pull forward, I pull back. Whichever gives you the control you want, use that method. When you get close to the edge, to the end, you don't want to spin it all, but you don't want to have a wad there, so you want to have a little bit of fluff that can then be tucked under the next fold. Here's some silk, and that's pretty long. You can fold it over. I'll spin this a little bit further down. I tuck it under where the silk is, and I want to catch that folded fiber. This takes practice, and it is a little bit slower than spinning off of the end of the top. But it can give you a sense of control. Kind of want to keep it on your finger. Don't let it get too far ahead of your finger. You're going to lose control. And if it gets too thin, stop pulling back long enough to let a little more of that fiber get caught there before you start pulling back again. It'll make it back to that thicker part there. You can break off that thin spot if you want when you get to the end. So after a while, you might get tired of tearing those sections into small fiber length sections, and you might want to just try spinning them from the end. This is some hemp, and we're going to spin it off of the top. If you want to spin your long fibers off the end of the top, you can. It just takes a little bit of practice. So, if you're having trouble attaching this to this, attach it on the side to begin with. That's kind of catching it from the fold as if you were catching it off of the fold. And then turn it to where it's parallel to the other fibers. And then you have to work that point of twist, pulling just some of those long fibers out. If you have a problem where this little piece here is escaping off and it's not getting caught in any of the twist, just lean it in and catch it with your fingers before going on to pulling back the draft again. Some people call that grazing, where you work your way across the roving or top and back so that you don't have a piece of it peeling away. And again, you can lean back, relax, turn your hands parallel to your tummy, and just sit and draft this way. There are always fibers that don't follow the rules. Clouds of cashmere, clouds of camel down, cotton lint that hasn't been carded or combed right off of the seed, and silk mawatas. So let's see what happens when something breaks all the rules. And you have a silk mawata, which is a cocoon that has been stretched over a frame, sometimes square, sometimes round, and it looks like a spider web. And you may wonder how you can spin this. Well, this is when breaking the rules or not following the rules can work. I just take one of these and I start stretching and I pull until one of these more solid edges kind of comes apart right here, right there, and you kind of pull it and pull it, because once you put twist in this, it will not want to pull. The fibers are so long, it's going to make it. See how hard and how far apart my hands are, and I'm having trouble pulling them. So you've got to pre-draft this whole thing. Trust me. And you get it about the size of what you might consider a pencil part right here. And you can start twisting. Pretty much you're not going to do much drafting at all. Again, I hold it perpendicular until it catches. And see, then it's twisting. And your hands have got to work far apart. You're pretty much just putting twist in what you've already pulled apart. This is not going to make a smooth thread, but when you ply it, if you dyed it, it can be a quite attractive yarn. You can ply it on itself. You can ply it with a sewing thread. You could ply it with cotton or linen or even wool. But see, there's no point of twist here. We don't see a place where that twist is catching and forming the thread. It's just twisting this bit of fiber in our hands. And you still have quite a bit back here. But work your hands far apart. Try not to worry too much when you see a slub pass your forward hand. Just let it move toward the orifice. And you'll get quite a bit of thread from one little web of silk.